Hello and welcome to another episode of Pixel Perspective. I am one of your hosts, Adrian, alongside my good friend, JJ. How's it going, JJ?
Oh, I want to punch OBS in the face
Man,
really hard.
I thought about that after I said it. I was like, wait a second. I already know how things are going with you. It's not going too good.
I don't understand why, it's so horrible to work with, the dumbest issues and the stupidest fixes. It's just, it's so dumb. If anybody knows of a better way to stream on Twitch, I am all ears, 100%. So
I think OBS is kind of like the de facto way to do it. Well, the free de facto way to do it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I was running into some issues too. We were doing I do a design group, and we host online on Twitch as well, and OBS is always giving us problems.
A nightmare. It's a nightmare, but we're here. We got it. So we're good to go. It's our holiday episode.
That's right.
We got gift exchange and all that stuff. And hey, that looks familiar. Before we do that though, what the hell you been playing?
Oh man. So, I got to think about it for a second. I already knew what I was playing, and then I switched gears, so now I got to switch back. So the biggest things I've been playing this month is Tactics Ogre, and I did talk about this briefly in the Discord channel. But the Tactics Ogre Reborn was one I was really excited to get, and it does not disappoint in the slightest. If you are a big time Final Fantasy Tactics fan like myself, you'll be very pleased with this game. To me, it feels, even though it's a prequel to Tactics, this reborn version kind of feels like a sequel to Final Fantasy Tactics in a way, because I've never really played Tactics Ogre.
Wait, a prequel to what?
Well, it's not a prequel. It's a game that came out before Tactics by the same.
I see. I gotcha. Okay.
FFT, I guess. Yeah, it's not related other than it's the same developers.
Yeah.
But it feels, it sounds, the music sounds like Final Fantasy Tactics. The way the characters are animated, the way the maps are laid out, the way you can change classes, the way you can upgrade your characters, it all feels very similar, but different at the same time. So what I'm enjoying about this is there's a lot of depth when it comes to customizing your characters, basically your team, your squad. You can recruit new characters. You can also recruit monsters and stuff too, just like you can in Final Fantasy Tactics. But it's all about choosing the right class and upgrading the right skills, and equipping the right weapons, equipping the right magic spells or special skills that each character can have, and determining what will work best for the upcoming battle. No two battles are the same. You're going to face a different variety of foes, and it's fun to get in there, try something, get your ass beat like I have. That game is hard. And then go in and be like, okay, these are the types of enemies that I'm facing. What do I need to do to beat them this next time? And then just go in and try to figure out what the best strategy is. And that to me is very reminiscent of Final Fantasy Tactics. And that's one of the things that I really loved about Final Fantasy Tactics is you can beat a battle. You're gonna get defeated the first time around. I mean, it's just not every battle, but a lot of battles are gonna be challenging, and you're gonna have to evaluate how you're going to approach it the next time. So as an example, I'm stuck right now on a battle that is it's beat me now like 3 times in a row. And up to this point, this is probably like the 5th or 6th battle in the game. Up to this point, I've had no problems whatsoever, and it's just been kind of a cakewalk. And then all of a sudden, boom, I hit a
grind
brick wall. To an extent, yes. So you have what's called a party level, and that party level is what like the maximum level that anybody in your party can reach before you get past a certain point in the storyline. Then that party level will increase and allow you to increase your level again. So what I had to do, my party level right now is 8, but when I started, all of my characters were level 5. So I had to go do some training missions to try to increase their levels, and I got them up to 7 right now, and I'm doing another training battle right now because I want to get them all to 8 to just give myself the maximum bonus or whatever against this
Yeah.
team that's kicking my butt. And then yeah, go in there and try to take them out again. They also have, in this battle, they have ghosts, and ghosts will come back after you kill them. They'll have that countdown timer just like Final Fantasy Tactics, and once it reaches 0, they'll come back to life. So the only way that you can kill them permanently is with a skill called Exorcism. But only one character that I have in my party right now has that Exorcism skill. There's an item also that can do Exorcism, but it's better for me to just have this one character do the Exorcism on the ghost that I kill. So that's one challenge, and it gets a lot deeper than that as well. It's just, I'm really enjoying the depth in it. I'm not getting fatigued by the battles. I think the voice acting is great. It doesn't bother me to go into training. It was at first, I was like, I just kind of want to play through. But then I went through a training. I was like,
Yeah.
When you see that progression and you see those different skills leveling up, it encourages you to keep going. So, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And this is the tactics game I've been waiting for. And there's a ton of tactics games out there that don't really grab me. Like, I enjoy them, but I don't enjoy them the same way that I enjoyed Final Fantasy Tactics. And this game is definitely hitting all those notes for me. So definitely.
Did you ever finish FFT?
Oh yeah, dude. I beat the heck out of that game back in the day. I put so much time into that game. Yeah, I got all the characters you could get, and I remember getting Cloud and things like that, and going through that tower, was it tower cave system at the end of the game where it's just
like it called the deep dungeon or something like that. I don't know. I never did it.
I did a little bit of it until I didn't. But the only thing that I think I miss from Final Fantasy Tactics is that I could over level my characters and go into a battle and just obliterate everything. You can't do that in this game, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it forces me to not cheat the system and come out each battle with having some strategic thought, which I think is good. It also makes me want to go, and I have been, go on YouTube and look at videos where people do deep dives into different character classes so I can understand what those are and how to equip them and things like that. And that's been fun.
Cool.
Yeah, the other thing I've been playing a lot lately is Modern Warfare 2, but not the full game. I've been playing Warzone and a new mode called DMZ. Warzone, for all of you that are familiar with Call of Duty, is the Battle Royale mode. It's been around for a few years now.
I think you've talked about it on here before.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not my favorite mode, and I wasn't really excited to jump back into it. But DMZ is the reason why I have been kind of drawn back into this game, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. But I have to say, Warzone and DMZ are free, and it's cross-platform. So the way we've been doing it is I'll play with Amy, I'll play with my brother Brody, and anybody else. My kids will play, and I have it on my PS5, the PS4 that the kids play on, and the Xbox that Amy plays on, and I put it on my PC as well. So it's kind of everywhere. And if we all want to play, we'll just jump on the system and go. And that's been really fun. So it's been like a community co-op game. But DMZ, for those of you that don't know, is a co-op mode in Call of Duty where you are basically put into the same map as the Warzone map, but you're not fighting against other players. You're fighting against NPCs. And you've got 25 minutes to complete different missions, and the missions are all self-assigned. Like, you're not going in there with objectives that you do every time. They're objectives that you're given at the beginning of the match, and you can choose which ones you want to try to take on. And everybody can either do those same missions with you, or do their own missions, but it's better that they do the same missions with you because you will all get credit for that mission. So we'll go in, we'll choose what missions we're going to do, and then also while you're in the map, you can do other like smaller missions. You pick up these phones and you'll like basically call in a new mission. So you'd want to do that if you are if you still have time and you want to keep playing, and you can just do another micro mission to get some more XP or something. There's a couple of things that they throw in there though that kind of make it a little bit challenging. So first of all, I said there aren't any real players. There are real players in it, not in the same way as Warzone, where you're not going to jump in there and only fight real players. You're going to immediately be greeted with NPCs, and they're not easy to take out. You need to work together with your team, plan a way to effectively take them out, while still trying to complete the mission. But you have other players in there, other groups of 3 called operators, and they are there to do the same thing that you're doing. Problem is, when you run into them, they will kill you or you will kill them, and it will kind of throw it off a little bit. It's kind of reminds me of like Dark Souls, whenever an invader would invade your game, except for they're not invading your game, they're playing their game at the same time that you're playing your game.
So it's just Warzone, but you have mission objectives.
Yes, more or less. But with this mode, I don't run into operators nearly as much as I do in Warzone. Like, I can play through an entire DMZ map and never run into an operator. So it's not a constant threat, but it is a constant threat, but it's not always going to happen. So the other thing is, like, you can take your gear with you. So when you extract, say you are completed your missions, you're done, and you want to get out of there before the timer runs up, you can go to an extraction point and get into a helicopter and get out. You get to keep all the gear that you've taken with you. So all your weapons, all your armor, whatever, you can take that with you and use that in the next match. You also have insurance slots that you can keep one of your weapons, and you unlock new slots as you level up. And what an insurance slot is basically, if you have a weapon that you really, really like and you don't want to lose, you put it in that insurance slot and you can bring it into the next match with you. If you die, you won't lose it. But if you have weapons that you take with you that weren't insured and you die, you lose them. So there's a little bit of a roguelike aspect to it. It's fun. It's a rinse and repeat process that we have a lot of fun with, and we'll play through, try to get some XP and level up, but we're also on the hunt for new weapons and upgrading our weapons and things like that, kind of like Warzone. And then the goal is, for me, is I like this weapon, I want to take it with me, I want to carry it with me to the next round that we play or whatever. So I usually have a goal of trying to do that. It's fun.
Unani in the chat says it sounds like Tarkov. I have not played that game.
I don't know anything about that either.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about, but I haven't played it myself.
It's I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's one of those games that it's occupying a lot of our time since it came out. I think I've played at least every other night on that game. Well, and it's mostly because Amy wants to play it a lot, and so I get to jump on and play.
You got people to play with. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
But yeah, like, if you're interested, JJ, I don't think you are, but if you are, damn sure jump on there and check it out. It's fun.
Every time I try to start playing a game with you, you quit after like a day. So you're playing a bunch now, but as soon as I start, you're gonna stop. I know it. I know it. I'm a curse when it comes to getting people to play games.
Gonna have to take, I guess.
Except for Brian, he stuck with me with Guild Wars 2, which was really cool.
The one thing I will say about that though is Amy, she plays it a lot, and so as long as she's going to keep playing it, I'm going to keep playing it.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, I'm just not crazy about Call of Duty in general and the gameplay loop in that game. I've never been a fan of the combat and how it's like very, very like random. It's not as skill based as other shooters that I've played. Coming from Counter-Strike, from CS:GO, Call of Duty to me is throw random grenades in random corners and you're going to kill somebody. and just spray and pray, and it doesn't matter. You're probably going to kill somebody. Like, I just cannot stand those games.
So
And I could be wrong. I haven't played a Call of Duty in a while, so maybe the newer games are better. But
yeah,
everyone
it
that
is
I have
better.
played in the past, I have hated it for those reasons.
That is not the same way in this game, especially when you're fighting the NPCs. They're a lot smarter, I think, than they used to be. I can't. There is no spray and pray. You have to be accurate with your shots. In fact, I switched to playing on the PC from the PS4 so I could get more accurate shots, especially with my sniper rifle. Because
I was
those
gonna say, I've seen you on
NPCs,
there.
yeah, those NPCs will take you out quickly. And if you get taken out, your teammates can revive you. But if you all get taken out, then you're done. So
Right.
that aspect of it is a lot of fun. And yeah, it takes a lot of planning. There is no, I can't walk into a situation and just spray and pray and be, and know we're going to win. We have to evaluate. There's guys over here, and we'll mark them, and we'll move in, and we'll take them out, complete our
That's good
objective,
to
and get
hear.
out of there. Yeah, it's got a lot more strategic elements that you may like. I think it's worth a
Strategery.
shot. Strategery for sure. The other
It's
one,
free. I might give it a shot at some point.
yeah, if you want to play with us, like I said, we're on most nights if we're not doing something else. So,
Okay.
The other thing I've been playing, well, I beat Bayonetta 2, um, but that was a while ago. I think that beat that shortly after we recorded the last podcast. I liked it. It was the action in that game is still a lot of fun. The storyline makes no damn sense whatsoever. It's very Japanese and
Does anybody play
top.
Bayonetta for the storyline?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. So I've started playing Bayonetta 3. I'm a good chunk into that game. The problem I'm having with that game so far is that it's too heavy on story. I feel like
Really?
every few seconds or every few minutes there's more story, and it's I don't really care about the story. It's not doing it for me.
Right.
But this game really cares about the story and wants me to care about it. So it's kind of unfortunate. I just want to go in there and kill things, and it's about the action. And that game is a lot of fun whenever you just cutting dudes up and shooting them with your guns and whatever else.
Right.
There's a lot of customization that you can do to Bayonetta in this one, which is fun. There's different characters that you can play as this time around, which is also cool. But other than that, it really does feel like an extension of Bayonetta 2 and 1. It's more of the same. So if you're into those games, it's just more of that. I am enjoying it and I will finish it, but right now we are so into Call of Duty. I don't know whenever I'll have time to put back into it. And Tactics Ogre. Those are my two games I'm gonna be playing right now. So other than
Okay.
that, that's those are the 3 or 4 games that I've been playing primarily. What about you?
Nice. So if you watch my channel at all, you will know that I had finished my list of 20 games for 2022 finally. Took me way longer than I wanted it to, so I've got shorter games on the list for next year. I went through Assassin's Creed Odyssey and platinumed it. I enjoyed it so much. I did everything. Well, all the trophy stuff. There was a few extra things that I could have done that I just didn't want to, because I was done at that point. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I love the setting. I just love the gameplay. I thought Cassandra was a fantastic character. It was amazing. So once I finished that, I hopped into Pokemon Scarlet.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably the most fun that I've had with a Pokemon game in years.
Wow.
Like for a really long time. It is amazing. The gameplay loop, what you do and how you can approach everything is just so fresh for the series. There's some things that I wish it would have borrowed from Arceus, like the catching mechanics and stuff, but you know what? I've always been a fan of the original catching mechanics anyway, so it really didn't bother me that much. I just think they could have improved upon that a little bit more. The things that you're seeing online that people are saying about like the performance and the graphics and everything like that is no joke. It's bad. It's rough. It looks and plays unfinished in a lot of ways. That being said, the game is solid and is fun. And I highly recommend it to Pokemon fans. Anybody who's curious about it, it's so good. It's the first Pokemon game that I actually like gave a crap about the story and cared about the characters. The
Wow.
ending actually made me tear up a little bit. It's excellent. It's really really good. I caught, I think there's, I believe 400 total, and I think at the end of the game I had about maybe 200 caught, a little bit under.
Mhm.
So I mean I did quite a bit, and I love the three storylines that it branches off and they eventually converge into one. I just think that there's just so much there to appreciate, and I really hope that anybody who's looking at it doesn't discount it just because of the graphical issues. I'm not saying don't like ignore those. Because I think Game Freak should be held accountable for the performance and stuff. It's inexcusable. But the gameplay itself is solid, and I think that deserves to be recognized as well, regardless of the other issues that it has. I would literally give the game a 7 out of 10 with all 3 points being knocked down simply because of the performance. It's that good, but that like frustrating that it could have been so much better. So yeah, but I was able to finish that. I did it in about a week, just because I
Damn.
was so into it. It took me about 35 hours, something like that. So
What is
it
it?
was
You said it does a lot to make it feel new and fresh. Can you highlight like a few of those?
Well, it's like Pokemon open world. You are not like on a set path. I mean, the levels are a set path, but you don't necessarily like. You can skip a gym, you can skip a Titan if you want to. There's three separate storylines that you're following. All have different objectives. One of them is the normal gym battles, where you go through the 8 gyms and you try to get the gym badges and whatnot. There's another one where there's 5 Titans, just giant Pokemon out there. You have to go and hunt them down, battle them, take them down. And then that's probably the best storyline out of all of them. That's the one that hit me right in the feels. Anybody that's played the game, you know what I'm talking about. And the other one is called Starfall Street. It's basically against Team Star, which is just like trying to bring down Team Star. And honestly, Team Star is probably the most sympathetic team in any Pokemon game that I've played. Like there were times where I was just like, man, let them be, let them do their thing. This is I feel like kind of a bully right now. Like it's interesting, but it's definitely worth a look. But you can do everything in any order as long as you're the right level, and you can go out and grind and do all that stuff. Honestly, I found the easiest way for me to grind, other than like if you go online and you look at like Chansey hunting, because Chansey's like in every Pokemon game give a ton of experience, so you can just hunt them over and over again and get experience that way. I found a really fast way of leveling was literally going online and just doing raids with random people, because you get
Okay.
EXP boosting items through that, along with other items that you can use to create TMs and that kind of thing, and food and whatnot. And it was really really cool to do that. I love the online features. The online 4-player co-op, well, 2, 3, or 4-player co-op. So if you're in one game, and like there's obviously two versions, Scarlet and Violet. If you're playing Scarlet and your buddy's playing Violet, and you decide to play co-op, the world that it puts you in is a combination of the two. So you will see Pokemon from both games. So instead of having to trade everything, which you can still do, absolutely, you can trade the ones you're missing and that kind of thing. You can just visit their game, go into their world, and you can explore it and catch the Pokemon that you're missing in their world if that's what you want to do. Not only that, but you can also um, go off and do your own thing. Like you can go there, do gym battles and stuff like that, while your friend is in the same world going and doing Starfall Street somewhere else on the
Interesting.
world map. You don't have
Huh.
to stay together or anything like that. You can if you want to, but it's basically just like an MMO. You're just in the same world doing different things.
That's what I like to hear.
Brian and I used to say when we got our PS4s, we were playing together separately. And that's kind of been our thing on those kind of games. But it was really really cool to see them kind of embrace that a little bit more, and the fact that it ran so smooth. So yeah, I definitely huge thumbs up for the Pokemon games that came out this year. Just again, those performance issues should not be ignored, and I think Game Freak again should do something about it. But don't let that discount that this is still a great game that should be checked out for sure.
I'm excited to play that. I'm waiting for Christmas because that's when I'm buying it for Caroline. And I was hoping I would buy 2 copies and we just play together. But what are the new Pokemon designs cool, or are they okay?
Pretty much what you
New
expect.
designs?
It's not like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of new designs, but it's not like, I mean, it's Pokemon. They're all goofy looking, cartoony, and that kind of thing. Yeah. I'm not, you would be a better like judge on that than me because you are a very artsy person, and so you look at that stuff. Me, I'm just like, oh hey, it's a Pikachu. Oh hey, it's a Jigglypuff, and that's that kind of thing. I won't notice the subtle differences or anything like that, for the most part. But it is definitely worth checking out. So
Awesome.
for
That's
sure,
good to
give it a
hear.
shot. And then after I finished that, I started up Horizon Forbidden West. And I'm guessing a big part of it is because I platinumed Assassin's Creed Odyssey so recently and I did everything in that game. I am just like, this game is a slog. It's everything feels very chory. I've been like trying to like work out in my mind what the issue is that I have with it. It's a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong, like looks unbelievably gorgeous, plays beautifully. I love the storyline. It's finally picking up where I'm at in the story, so I'm like super excited to keep going with that. But like the side things, I don't have the desire to like branch off and explore the world as much because like the best comparison I can come up with was when I was doing Assassin's Creed and I would see like a question mark on the map where I could go to a place I hadn't explored before and go do an objective there. 10, 15 minutes tops, I'm done with that objective. I move on to something else. This one, there's just as many on the map. The map's smaller, so not as many. It's more condensed, but there are quite a few things to do. But most of the time when you go to a new objective on the map, sometimes you're there for like 30, 45 minutes, not only doing it, but also trying to figure out the puzzle that's involved with it. And sometimes you get halfway through an objective and you realize, oh, I don't have the right tool for this. I need to progress in the story to even like do this thing. So I have to come back later anyway. So what am I doing here right now? Like
That's annoying.
Not to mention the combat is like, it's really tough to mark enemies and see who you're fighting against. In a lot of cases, like there's some battles where you're joining in a fight where you've got good guys on your side and then you're fighting against some bad guys, but they're all dressed very similarly. And so you're just like, who the hell do I shoot? So I'm literally like sitting there, like you can use your focus thing and it highlights some of them, but that goes away really fast. So basically the quickest way I found is just to shoot everybody, and the ones that hit are enemies, and the ones that it goes through them, and because there's no friendly fire, I can ignore those. Like literally that's it. So it's a little clunky in that way. It is a gorgeous game though, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having to force myself at times to get through certain parts of it, which is unfortunate because I think it deserves better. It's kind of like how I felt when I played through Fallout 4. I was just coming off of I don't know, one of the other Bethesda games, and I was not like ready for it, but I started it and I was like, oh man, and I just couldn't appreciate it as much as I should have in that regard. So I don't want anybody to like take what I'm saying as gospel for Horizon Forbidden West, because it's a fantastic game and I can see that wholeheartedly. I just don't know that it was the right time for me to jump into it. But I am getting through it, and I am like certainly appreciating it, as best I can at the moment. So yeah. But yeah, I've been putting together my list for 2023. I have a whole bunch of games on there already. I've had a couple people reach out to me. Thank God, like, well, one of the games that was suggested to me is very short. So I was like, thank you for that, but it's also tough. So we'll see how that goes. But I do have some slots left. So like, if you've been watching my channel, watching my videos, I did mention on my last video, you'll see on the next one too. My last 2 videos when this comes out, that I am still wholeheartedly accepting recommendations for games for people to send me. I'm giving the end of the year as the deadline. So just by the end of the year, let me know. I'll have the list done by then. And I'm kind of just like, long as I can beat it. I haven't beaten it before, and it's something I can easily, that's easily accessible. I'm not really like saying no to anybody. Because again, this is how I play games that I would not have otherwise played. A lot of
important
games
question.
that yeah, go ahead.
Are you picking any of the ones that I suggested?
I don't remember what you suggested.
See, you're not taking everybody's.
Well, you're saying it verbally. I need it like written down. You realize how many games I have to go through?
Well, I posted it in the Discord, and you got
Did
on
you?
to me for posting it publicly.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I did. Where did you post it?
On the general, I think, or wherever you posed the question.
See, you don't even know, man.
Yeah, actually, and it was like last week, so it's probably hard to find by now. But yeah,
you said Silent Hill, Azure Dreams, Bloodborne, Phantasmagoria, Tomb Raider, and Mother 3. Azure Dreams, no, because it's too hard to get. Bloodborne, that won't go on the list. I do plan on playing that next year, but it won't be on the list. I'll do the same thing like I did with Dark Souls, where because that way I can play it casually, and I'm not like on a time crunch against the thing, because I've learned I have much less fun with those games when I am like I have to get through this so I can get to the next game. Because they're yeah. But I do plan on playing Bloodborne, absolutely. Phantasmagoria, I don't know much about. Silent Hill, plan on playing eventually. We'll talk about the others. I have no problem putting one of these games on there though. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, have you played any of the Silent Hills? I can't remember.
2.
Just 2. Yeah. I think the first one is a fun game. I think
2 is on my top 100 games of all time list.
Oh yeah. And also Phantasmagoria. That seems like such a weird random game to throw on there, and it is. But the only reason I put that on there is because I found out about it several years ago, way after the fact. And I was at that time I was into like FMV games and all the ones that I missed. And I picked that one up and played through it, and I was just, it's got 90s corniness and weirdness all over it, and it was just it was one of those games that stuck with me for all the weird reasons, and
right.
It's a very short game. It's a point and click adventure more or less, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it as well. That's the reason I threw that on there. It's one I knew you hadn't played.
You are correct, sir. Again, but I mean that's why I do this stuff is to get an idea and play games that I would not have otherwise known about or played. So like full disclosure, the short game I was talking about before is Onimusha. I had never even considered playing that. I've heard of it. Somebody suggested that to me, and I was like,
that's a good suggestion.
Cool. And it's only like 4 hours.
Really?
Brian,
I don't remember it being that short.
Brian, is that your suggestion? Is that your suggestion?
God of War?
If it is, I'll throw it on the list. See what he says.
I think that hadn't that been suggested by multiple people at this point?
Yes, please. Yeah, it has. It was already on the list, full disclosure, but I will put your name next to it, buddy, because I know you've been a big proponent of it, probably longer than anybody else. So yeah, I will definitely be playing God of War next year. I'm replaying it on PC and it's orgasmic. Okay, well, I will be playing it on PS4, but on PS5. But yes, I love you too, buddy. Jeez. But yeah, anybody can suggest a game to me. Just hit me up just message me on Discord or even Twitter if you don't want to like hop into our Discord. I would love for you to. But if you don't want to, you don't have Discord for one reason or another, because I know we have a couple people who listen who don't use Discord. You can shoot me a message on Twitter. If you know me in real life, shoot me a text message, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just suggest a game. I'm happy to throw on the list if we'll talk about it. So yeah.
Actually, on that note too, it was suggested that I do a short list of games that I will beat this year. Yeah, and I'm still open to doing that. So if you have suggestions for me, please let me know, and I will do my best to. I will. No, I won't do my best.
I don't know if you should take suggestions from people though. I think
Other
you should play games that you want to because you have a tougher time finishing them. I think you should make your own list, at least to start. If it goes well and you want to like do it next year or something like that, I mean, that is just suggestion. I'm just talking about just from what I've seen in the past, because like I would hate to have somebody like suggest you something, you not finish it, and then feel guilty about not finishing it later on. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. I mean, it would be a good way to force myself to beat some games on my backlog that I've been wanting to. So, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good idea. I will do that.
How
Make
many
a
games
list.
are you gonna do?
Probably like no more than 5. No more than 5.
That's good. That's what I suggested. I think that's a solid. I think it's honestly a good goal for anybody. Quite frankly,
Yeah.
5 games in a year finished is solid. So
I will have that list by next episode so we can talk about them.
okay. All right. You want to do a little gift exchange action?
I do. These have been
All
sitting in
right.
my closet since Retropalooza. So
I didn't want to mail them, and I had them already. So I just when I drove down there, I just brought it to him, and I was like, "Here you go." So he's
no,
had
I completely agree. Well, you have 3, so why don't you get started first? And I don't have any. Well, I do have a particular order. Go with the big one first, because okay, what were you going to say something before I start getting into it? Okay.
I was just going to say I apologize in advance to the audio listeners for not being able to see this stuff, but we'll describe it as best we can.
Yeah, the best we can.
So
that first one, consider it like almost like a bonus gift. And the only reason I call it a bonus gift is because I don't know that it's something that you want, but it's something that I thought would be cool for you to have.
And it's the big one?
It's the big one. Yeah. That one there. Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know if you have this either.
You're making it tough because now I just want to open it, and regardless of what it is, I just want to look you in the face and just be like, I don't want this.
And that's perfectly fine.
Come on.
It's one of those, like, I know it's not something you're real into, but there's a reason behind it.
Locke is sitting on my lap, and he's just like staring at it intently. That's what I think it is.
Oh, you already know?
Well, I've got half of it ripped off, so I apologize again to the audio listeners. That wrapping paper must be so loud. I'm sure Adrian will take care of that in post.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, hey, buddy, I know. No, I don't know what. Oh, dude. So, oh my god, is this like the full thing?
Yeah, it's
with the game too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. It is. So I have been going through collecting, I know I mentioned this before, but Wii U, trying to get a complete full run of Wii U games. And so I've been like slowly building those up. And for the most part, I've just been getting games loose. I have this game loose, but I don't have this version. So this is actually really cool. And this is like legit something I might actually want to try now. And that is Skylanders Superchargers, like the full set with the figures and everything. And that's so neat. Like it's man, that is not what I was expecting at all.
Well,
I ripped it open from the back and I saw this stuff over here and I was like, is this the Mario Kart like set that you can set up in your living room? That's what I thought it was originally. And then I flipped it over and I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool. Heck
yeah. I mean,
let's not pretend my voice just went up 17 octaves right there, by the way. This is so cool, guys. It's pretty sweet. You should check it out.
No. I'm glad you like it. I remember your previous videos when you showed your Skylanders games. It's like you had it loose, but you didn't have the full set. And the full set comes with that Donkey Kong that is a Skylander and an amiibo. So I was like, I was like, you can't have a complete Wii U collection without having the Donkey Kong and the full set for the Skylanders.
Dude, thank you. That's great. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll just put it on the ground. Locke, don't get... don't be climbing. Nope, he's already getting curious.
Throw it back there and let him play. Or does he eat it?
That's what I'm afraid to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and do one? Do the
So here,
you
I've got
guessed
one
you
that
guessed what one of them was. Don't do that one. Do the
uh
other one.
I don't remember. Like this
The
one
thicker
feels
one.
the thicker one. This feels like a
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, do that one.
Do that one? Okay.
Yep. Wow.
Good. I'm glad you like the Skylanders. I was seriously debating. I was
That's
like,
neat. That's
is he
really
gonna
cool.
like this or
Yeah.
not? Oh, dude, I've been wanting this. This is awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I was so worried that you might have it that I
No.
wasn't 100% sure.
So this is the Bloodborne graphic novel collection, volumes 1 through 3. I have been seeing this pop up on Wario. I think it's been posting it. I saw it somewhere, and I've been wanting to get it. I just hadn't pulled the trigger on it yet. So this is perfect. You know me well.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to
Awesome.
read this. This artwork looks
I thought it
great.
looked really cool. Yeah, I was like, I think if he doesn't have this, I think he'd really like it. So cool.
Yeah. No, dude. Nice. This is awesome.
So
Perfect.
you'll have to let me know how it is, especially after I play the game, because everybody I know that's played Bloodborne swears by it. So
This is awesome. I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna have to read it tonight.
awesome.
The artwork
All
is
right.
fantastic, dude. It really is. Okay, yeah. No, this is awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Which one should I do next?
Do the boxish one.
The box-ish one.
Yeah. What do you think it is? Based upon feel.
A plush.
Okay, good. I did a good job then.
Oh, is it not a plush?
No, I tried to mask it.
That makes sense. Dude, you know what's so funny about this? All right. Dude, thank you. Seriously.
Did you already buy it?
No,
Oh,
I have
okay.
not. And I want to tell you why I have not bought it. This might make me kind of an asshole. I don't know. I have literally every time we've hung out or talked or anything, any chance that I've had to bring this up that I don't
Yep.
have it, I have done so on purpose and consciously because I'm like, maybe
Dude.
he'll snag it for me. I should probably, for the audio listeners, it is the Cloud amiibo from Advent Children, the one that I have been like wanting for a really long time that I slept on, and just kept getting pricier and pricier. So I am so happy to finally have that, man. Thank you so much. That's great.
Yeah. No, your hints did not go unnoticed. I
Yeah,
already knew that was what I was going to get you like last year.
That's why I was like, there was a small part of me that was like, if I see it at Retropalooza, maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep dropping hints. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself over and over again.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. That is great. I've wanted that for so long. Ugh.
That's the one I had to wait for. Remember I told you it might be late? I ordered that on eBay and the dude took forever to ship it to me. I was getting kind of irritated with him. But yeah, that it's there.
Hell yeah, it's here now. Stoked.
I honestly was looking around at my local shops for it all year and it never popped up, so I had to resort to eBay.
That's crazy, man.
Okay, I'm going with this one here, which is the last one that I have, and it feels like a picture frame of some sort, but we'll see.
I mean, I didn't do a very good job of masking that. So. It didn't come framed. I framed it. I want to see if you can recognize it, actually.
All right. Looking at the back of it, so I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, nice. Elden Ring?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. This is a map, the Elden Ring map, basically. You know what? I have yet to unlock all this section of the map in my gameplay.
It's so massive. Yeah,
this is awesome.
When I got that and I got it when it came in, I was looking at it and I'm like, I remember this part being a nightmare, and I remember running through here and that being a nightmare, and I remember this part being awful. And oh my god, this game is so good.
This looks like an actual map. It looks really, really nice.
It's
The quality of it.
it's like something, the material is like something in between cloth and paper. It's like a durable, I don't know what it was called. I'm not sure, but it feels interesting. Yeah. And I was like, I want to throw it in a frame. I'm not just gonna give it to you rolled up. So
No, I appreciate the frame. The frame is
and
actually perfect.
when I was at your house, I was literally like looking all over the walls. I was like, where the fuck is he gonna hang this thing? Like,
It's
dang, man.
perfect spot right here above my shelf. There's like just enough room for it. That's exactly where it's going. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you.
So yeah, it's a audio listeners, the world map of Elden Ring.
It
I
is.
think you mentioned that, but yeah.
And it's framed with a beautiful matte black frame. You did good job on this. I'm impressed. Heck yeah, dude. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I got Elden Ring and Bloodborne. You know me well.
I think I might know what this is.
You probably do.
And I'm thinking that because it's something I almost got you as well.
Oh. Okay. Well, then you don't know.
T-shirt from Retropalooza?
It's not from Retropalooza, but it is
well.
It is a shirt carrying on the tradition from last year. You'll see.
Oh, no way. Oh, no way. Dude. Oh, that's great. So, oh my gosh. So last year, Adrian got me a Pixel Perspective t-shirt. And it's awesome. And I love it. And this time, I'm just going to take it out.
You got to see this design. I labored over this design for several nights. This is a 100% custom design by me.
This one is Game Room Revival. This is my channel. And it's, man, that's so cool with all the controllers and everything on there.
Yeah.
See it.
So I tried to capture all of a lot of the 90s consoles
so cool.
and controllers on there. Yeah, I was thinking like, what kind of design could I do for retro or Game Room Revival, you know, and what that means to me. And it's like, well, and on top of that, it's like you need a shirt too. You need something to sport your channel with.
I like how the controllers are all in random areas and they're like connected to the specific console with lines that go. That's so cool.
Thank you.
If you're an audio listener and you go to the channel, Game Room Revival, and seriously go look at everything. Just watch the whole video, but check out the shirt that he got me that I just held up because it is really, really something. This is cool as hell.
I'm also going to probably, with your permission, post it up on like TeePublic or something for people to purchase if they would like to, and that way everybody can help support your channel in a visual way. Like I mean, there's not a lot of profit to be made. It's not about the money. It's just like more about representing Game Room Revival in t-shirt form. So
it's your design, man. You designed the logo and everything, so you can do what you want with it.
I want to put it up there and give people the opportunity to purchase it if they want to. I'm got myself one as well, and I will be sporting it. But yeah, we need to have you some merch out there. So I was like, I gotta make you kick-ass design to go with this. It can't just be a logo.
That's great. It is fantastic. That shirt's really soft too. It's really nice and soft. I like it. Man.
I hope you like white shirts. I didn't know if you wanted a white or a black shirt. That design looks good on white or black. So
yeah, no, it looks great. It's on white, audio listeners. I love it. It's great. Yeah, man, you did good. You did really good. This is awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, I was considering getting you a Retropalooza t-shirt and just throwing that in just as
really?
Yeah, because I remember the first year that we went, I bought you one and you turned around and bought me one 2 seconds later. And so I was like, might be, yeah, you don't remember that? Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't let me have the moment. You're like, oh, okay, all right. And then you just bought another one and gave it to me.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun putting that together, by the way. It was kind of like a jigsaw puzzle trying to figure out where to place all the controllers and everything, and trying to figure out, like, I had to find like images of each console and each controller and figure out how am I going to represent this in line form. And there was a lot of there was a
Jeez.
lot of behind the scenes behind that design. So it was fun, and all of my family loved it, by the way. So I might have to get
It looks
them
great.
on the design.
Yeah, it really does.
That was fun. I'm excited.
Man,
I'm gonna be reading some Bloodborne and hanging a Elden Ring map.
I'm sure it's really family friendly too. So,
It looks like it.
I'm sure the kids will get a real good laugh out of all the Bloodborne stuff.
I'm curious as to if this is like an extended story or if it's just repeating the story in a easier way
I
in the
think I
game.
may have Brian, did I get that for you years ago? The Bloodborne graphic novels, or like one of them or something. If you're still in the chat, I don't know. Um, I feel like I did, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And I'm just wondering what you thought of it back then, like years ago, a long time ago. I don't even know if it's the same one. But anyways, yeah, man, super cool. I this a little bit of a shorter episode. We don't really have much else going on here. I'm honestly okay with it.
I am too.
Because I'm pretty exhausted.
We had a little bit of a delay getting started tonight, so yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yes.
I am opening this real quick though because I want to look inside of the books just to see what more of the artwork looks like. I can't just
Do
show
it.
the cover and not the inside of it.
There's what, 3 in there?
Yeah, there's 3 different books in here. All right. Let's see if I can find a good page to show. Very few words, and that doesn't surprise me at all. It's just mostly pictures. I love that. But here's a good one.
Oh wow, it's really detailed, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but every
That's
page seems to
gorgeous.
be very light
Yeah.
on words, which is actually what I prefer. I like stories. Oh my gosh, this is cool. Look at this. I don't know what that little creature is or kid. I'm
You're the
excited.
expert,
Dude, this
not
is
me.
cool. This is cool. This is gonna make me want to play Bloodborne again.
Well, I'll be playing it next year.
Yeah, this is awesome. I don't recognize that kid, so I think this is just a whole new story, and that's cool.
Cool. Just takes place in the universe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks again. I am
Yeah, thank you.
it's always fun to open up gifts right before Christmas too, or a month before Christmas. And I guess it's kind of like birthday too. My birthday is coming up the same day that this episode will be going live on Sunday. It's a big 4-0, man.
It won't be going up this Sunday. It'll be going up the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will be going up a week from my birthday.
Because initially we had thought that we were gonna have to delay the recording for this.
Yeah.
So I have a video already uploaded Sunday for this coming Sunday. So we'll just push it out a week. A little extra time to edit, That way, honestly, that probably works out better anyway. Then you're not editing on your birthday week.
So. Yeah, I'll probably be pretty tight this weekend. So yeah, that works for me.
Cool. Well, Locke just hopped into my lap again, buddy. Are we gonna go watch some more One Piece? Huh? Yeah.
Oh! I want to
that show.
I heard that. Yeah,
So good.
I wanted to shout out again. I know we shout them out all the time, but Resident Arc, they are doing Silent Hill 2 right now, doing a deep dive into Silent Hill 2. And I've watched all kinds of videos on Silent Hill 2 and all the things I've heard all the things. They are still able to bring to light things that I hadn't really heard before, or perspectives that I haven't heard before. Both of the guys had never played the game before, so they're coming in at it fresh. I'm really enjoying these episodes. So if you are a Silent Hill 2 fan, check out Resident Arc's deep dive into Silent Hill 2. They are only on the they're on their second episode right now. So Yeah,
They have tons of other games they've done. We've mentioned them before, but I mean, the Xenogears series is fantastic. Xenosaga is fantastic. Final Fantasy Tactics is really good. That'll make you appreciate that game all over again.
Yeah.
It's they do a lot of cool stuff. They did Vagrant Story. I didn't watch it yet because I really want to play that game at some point.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you I'll watch that once I'll play it along with watching them.
Well,
Because they're so in depth, but they're also really good about like dumbing it down is the wrong word for it. Like, because they're like they still sound way smarter than I will ever be. But they make it understandable still for anybody to understand what's going on, no matter how complex the subject matter is that they're talking about.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And they go really in depth, and it's fine with me. There's sometimes where I feel like they should kick it up a notch and move a little bit quicker, but at the same time, it's a podcast, so I'm not in a hurry to do anything. So it's just kind of a leisurely listen.
Yeah.
I will say though that Xenosaga series, I started it, and I didn't listen more than like maybe the first 2 episodes, because it made me just want to go back and play that game again and follow along
Yeah.
with them. And that's the cool thing about their podcast, is it really gets you excited about those games, even if you've played them before. It makes you want to go back and do it again. It's like, well, they're talking about, and that series lasted a good couple months too. They did a lot of episodes over Xenosaga, but that's a massive game. And the deeper they were getting into it, I was like, I don't remember a lot of this, and I feel like I need to in order to play along and follow along easier, I think I should be playing through this game again. I would like to play through that whole series, honestly, because I really love the hell out of the Xenoblade series and Xenogears.
We got close to getting a full remastered trilogy, but they pulled the brakes, unfortunately. So
It'll happen.
sucks.
I think it'll
I
happen.
hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I would love for that to happen. If not, I would like to play it again on PS2 at some point. If that's the only place I can do it. I just know that the second I do, that's when they're going to announce a new one. Same with freaking Crisis Core. Thanks, Square. Thanks for that.
Did they
yeah.
do you remember why they pulled the plug on that? Was it a legal issue or just an interest issue?
I've heard a couple of different things, but the most common answer seems to be they think there's just a lack of interest.
I think they're sorely mistaken. With how popular the Xenoblade series is, all they need to do is say, from the Xenoblade creators, here is Xenosaga, and you'll get everybody interested in that.
At this point, with a lot of those older games, I don't even necessarily need remasters or remakes or anything. Port it.
Just a re-release.
Just bring the existing one over to a new console. I'm happy with that.
That game,
knowing that Wild Arms from PS1 is on my PS5 that I can play at any point there is so cool to me. I love that. I don't need it to be remastered or redone, anything like that. I just knowing that it's there, that I can access it at any time without having to go to my old hardware is awesome. I love that.
It is. So. And not to switch gears, but I am. With Wild Arms, have you played it on the PS5 yet?
I'm not.
It's really cool. I've put a few hours into it actually, and they made it to where you can fast forward, pause, rewind, all the stuff that you would need to help you play one of those old RPGs a little bit faster. Cool. Also, they didn't take the item duplication glitch out of it, so I duped all my stuff, man. Overpowered my characters to the max.
Yeah, you get a level apple and you're set for life.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I would love to see it, especially on the Switch. If they could port that Xeno Saga series on the Switch, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I think next month we're going to be it'll be our first episode of the new year. We're going to do 2022 year in review kind of thing. I don't know if we're going to do like a top 5 list or just kind of go through our games that we loved from the past year, that kind of thing. Yeah. Either way, we'll figure it out before then, but it is going to be like a year in review kind of thing. So I look forward to that. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Under an hour. Look at that. Yeah, that hasn't happened in a long time.
Chat, you've been kind of quiet, but I see a few of you in there still. So thanks for sticking with us. Always like having you here. Thanks again for hanging out, even though we had a bit of a rough start. But we will definitely see you next time. Talk to you until then. And like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, Adrian, what should they do?
Keep on gaming.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all that fun stuff. See you guys.